Hi, I'm Ron Miller. I'm a lawyer with the law firm Miller & Zois. In this video, we'll talk about the settlement and trial value of herniated disc injury cases. Our lawyers have handled literally hundreds of car accident and truck accident herniated disc claims. I have recovered millions of dollars for victims of herniated disc injury cases. I know the science and the medicine of these cases extremely well. I've also spent a lot of time analyzing the value of these cases for settlement. Let's start where you probably want to start, statistics. The average jury verdict in a disc injury case nationally is around $360,000. That's the average. The median jury verdict is closer to $80,000. So what does this tell us? Well, it tells us there's a lot of very serious disc injury cases out there. They really kick up the average in these cases. Value in herniated disc injury cases is a lot different than most injuries. Here's why. If you have a broken leg, the severity of the injury is usually reflected in an x-ray, right? But with a herniated disc, two patients can have the exact same MRI, and one can have extreme pain, and the other can have no pain at all. So there's a certain element of subjectivity. This leads to a greater range of settlements and verdicts than you see in other types of injury cases. And this is why having a good lawyer is so important, because where you end up on that range is often a function of how good your lawyer is. Let's go through the factors that matter in terms of the value of your case. The first one is going to be the treatment that you receive. There are three basic stages for herniated disc treatment. One is physical therapy, injections, and then surgery. And the value of the case rises as the treatment level escalates and becomes more invasive and more risky. The next big factor is whether the MRI shows degenerative changes in your disc. We have a separate video on degenerative disc disease. What you see in many disc injury cases is that a seemingly perfectly healthy person has an accident that activates a pre-existing degenerative injury in their disc. We win these kinds of cases, but the settlement value is less than it is if it's an acute injury that can be cleanly traced to the traumatic accident. The third factor is the victim's age. Young plaintiffs simply do better in herniated disc injury cases than older plaintiffs do. I've seen it time and time again. The fourth factor is whether your treating doctor is willing to testify, and if so, whether that doctor is a compelling witness. The insurance company knows that a jury is inclined to believe a credible treating doctor over their own hired gun expert. And this has a significant impact on the value of a herniated disc injury case. The fifth and final factor, and the most important factor in most cases, is whether the injury is permanent. If the victim has to live with the injury for the rest of their lives, this has a great impact on the settlement value of the case. My law firm handles herniated disc injury cases in Maryland and in Washington, D.C. If you've suffered a herniated disc in a motor vehicle crash, call me. Again, my name is Ron Miller. You can reach me at 800-553-8082. I look forward to speaking with you. Thanks.